and I'm not turning off the AC.
The AC is actually so nice. We used to film this with no AC, and my God, after it, I was shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for the skin.
Yeah.
Not good for the soul.
It was like a sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God.
Low-key, we need to do a sauna day with the boys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hit the Wii Spa?
Hit the Wii
So
Spa.
what the boys have been talking about is what you do is you hit the Wii Spa.
Okay.
Right? You hit the
I'm with
sauna. You hit the sauna.
Yeah.
You hit the cold room.
I
right?
love the cold room.
You hit the cold room. You go to the rooftop. And then you play One Piece because they have tables there. You just jam games.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. They also have the little tables next to the cafe, so you can get little sweet treats as you wait, you know, and then...
Or you could just get the sweet treats and head to the rooftop. There's nobody there to bother you.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That sounds good. That's a good day out with the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cocks and everything.
Yeah. I'll show you a Wii.
Yeah, I'll show you what the D stands for in Monkey Derek, Luffy.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to X3 Drop, a One Piece podcast. I'm Xell.
And I'm Ducky.
And today, we are going to be talking about the hot new press.
Breaking news. We still don't have the soundbite.
We still don't have the soundbite. We'll figure that out.
What's
at
this
some
one?
point. I don't even know if they can hear that. It might just be for us.
That's a good one, though. Is that default?
I think that's a default.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
There's like a jingle that plays just in case that isn't caught by the thing. But anyways, so yeah, obviously, it was kind of unfortunate because our last episode dropped as the new stuff all came out.
Yeah.
So a little bit of awkward timing because our podcasts always come out on Wednesdays. But that being said, yes, I think this is the news that everybody has been waiting for. The OP12 bans. What are we doing?
We were sitting on the edge of our seats.
Yeah.
Cheeks were barely making contact. In fact, they didn't make contact at all. It was my tailbone. My tailbone was the only thing keeping me from falling straight to the floor. My ass was truly on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. So, I mean, like everybody was saying all the time, like, hey, we're just waiting for the bands. We're waiting for the bands. And we got faked out a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
They were like, well, it's
the ankles
sometime
got
in
broken.
August. Oh, yeah. People's ankles got shattered on Twitter, either through waiting for the ban list or Stormy TCG, either or.
Yep.
But like, I think... Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because, you know, without the knowledge of the bands, it kind of was like, well, is it even worth playing OP12 when something you could be playing around or whatever is going to get banned? So
it truly wasn't really worth playing.
Yeah.
Really at all.
So
like, I imagine locals everywhere were pretty dead.
Yeah. At least I know we didn't go to locals.
I didn't go to locals
period,
for a very long time.
But things have changed. The Fire Nation attacked.
Oh my God. And we have to ally together to fight the new enemies.
Yes. Bandai has come in and has slammed down the ban hammer. And yeah, so we have all that ready for you guys. But first, we got to do our segment. Comment of the week.
Comment of the week. Our first two-timer. X-Snap C-Pop. 4 days ago, left a little comment on our last video saying... Don't forget, we got the most feminine searcher card. Monkey Damascus Garp. ST1313. Do you know which one that one is?
Oh, he finds the...
It's the Garp searcher?
The brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know why that's the most feminine card?
Why?
He's got his fist like this.
That's what makes it feminine?
Yeah, he's uniting.
Understood it. Yeah. He's like,
he's an
I'm
ally.
an ally.
He's
But
like,
he's a
I'm an
little
ally.
old, so he's like...
He doesn't know how to do it. He's like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
He doesn't know, you know what I mean? He's holding the longboard or whatever. The penny board. Was it a penny board? I can't remember.
I think it's just... He's holding two skateboards.
He's holding two?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure...
What is that from?
It's got to be some sitcom. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think Malcolm in the Middle, maybe, or something like that.
Interesting.
I might be completely just absolutely fabricating all of this, by the way. It's possible that somehow in my brain, it's like the Bernstein Bears thing. I forgot what, the Mandela effect.
Okay.
But I swear to God.
What is the Mandela effect?
Okay. Well, so the Mandela effect is like, God, how do I want to explain this? Because, okay, so basically there are things that are like shared memories that people have of a thing, but turns out we were just wrong about it the whole time.
I see.
So like Berenstain Bears is a popular example of that, where like people are like, oh, Berenstain Bears was spelled with Bear.
No, isn't it Bernstein?
Yeah, so yeah, so like that is an example of like people just misremembering it.
Oh, I see.
And then like later on finding out like, oh, we were wrong the whole time.
Okay, so Mandela effect is when I thought, what, the Magic Treehouse? I think it was the Magic Treehouse. I thought one of the kids was Asian.
So the thing is
that Mandela effect?
People have to. Like, it's not like, oh, just you misremembered. It's got to be a collection of people.
Let me know in the comments. Was that kid Asian in the Magic Treehouse? I could have sworn that was a young Chinese boy.
Yeah, I could not tell you. I do not remember.
中国.
中国人. So yeah, it's named after Nelson Mandela, and I think it has, I don't know.
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, because
the actor.
No.
He's not an actor?
No, he's
Why
the
do
guy
I know that name?
Nelson Mandela, he's the guy who ended the apartheid in South Africa. I think he won a Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Oscar.
The Grouch.
Or Grammys.
Oh.
Wrong prize.
Oh, wrong prize.
Yeah, wrong prize. Yeah, wrong prize. Yeah.
How did we get here?
I don't know, but he followed that with the question, what are your guys' most prized One Piece TCG card in your collection? Sabo is my GOAT. I think it's 3 separate
Dan, you had
things.
a lot to say this week.
He had a lot to say because we were talking trash about Sabo.
Yeah, we did have comments that were just like, you guys are disrespecting the hell out of Sabo, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm not. I think Sabo's mid as hell. He's not a bad character.
No, he's not.
Don't come after me. He's not a bad character.
But in a land and a series that has so many great characters, Sabo doesn't touch my top 10.
Yeah, Sabo's not even above Johnny and Yosaku for me.
Okay, but they're your 2 favorites.
Oh,
so.
those guys are sick. Let me know. Guys, let me know. Johnny and Yosaku, kind of fire, no?
They're legends. East Blue legends.
East Blue legends. And really, that's all that matters.
Just
that's what we're from.
After the blue collar heart, you know?
Yeah. So what are your guys' most prized One Piece TCG cards in your collection? I have a very specific answer because I always sell my prize cards. Every prize card that I win, I've sold. So the most prized card in my current collection, I'm not a collector. Let me just preface. I don't hold on to anything that's like reasonably valuable that people want at the time. I do just offload almost immediately. I do not hold on to anything. I don't hoard anything. Even though I'm purple guy, you might see, hey man, like this guy's probably got a bunch of alternate art Kaido Linlins in his binder.
Interesting.
I've just got a playset. Just one. I don't, you know.
Just one playset.
One playset.
Yeah.
You know how some people just have like a Dawn set of Sakazuki and now they're up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I have one playset. So the most prized card in my collection is the Dodgers Luffy.
Oh, yeah.
That is the one. And
awesome.
I busted it out for the first time today.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are a Dodgers fan? You are from LA.
Yeah, Dodgers fan. Yeah, kind of by default.
Yeah, I think if you're from LA, you would just end up kind of being a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I do enjoy America's pastime every now and then, you know, in this capitalist society, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes just gobble down a glizzy, you have a beer, you know, hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
To answer the question, I truly don't know. I would say probably my manga Sabo.
That's
your most nothing prized? Yeah,
because it's not the most valuable.
Yeah, it's just the first manga and just like hitting that in that rush. The first time I opened I didn't even open it. It was my girlfriend. And like it just kind of the shared sort of like, oh my god moment was just like
we hit the mango.
Yeah. It just burned into my memory banks.
You can like remember exactly where you were and when it happened.
Yeah. I actually do. Yeah. Like, and my memory is not very good for moments like that. Like generally
Mandela
speaking.
Effect.
No, I don't think it's the effect. But I think it's just like I have never been very good at remembering like moments in my life. So if I look back at times in my life, like it's very hard for me to recollect those things. So it's usually a significant moment if I actually can remember it. The further back along in life it goes, the harder for me. So like
That's normal though.
But like most of my life from like age 1 to age, I don't know, 22, absolute blackness. Like I cannot remember anything.
Dude, I say that exact same thing because people always ask me like, "Hey, how old are you?" I'm saying, I'm like 11 this year. Because I didn't gain sentience till like 20.
Yeah. No, but okay, this might be a little TMI for this podcast, but I heard it's like a trauma response thing where like you just black out your childhood.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I don't think it's trauma. I think I'm dumb.
Fair enough.
I think I'm dumb as hell.
Yeah, trauma and being dumb. Shake hands.
Yeah. It's the two buff arms like clasping together. But to kind of like talk about your manga Sabo, X Snap C Pop technically didn't say what is the most prized One Piece card in your collection. He just said most prized like One Piece TCG thing. So did you get your uncut sheet already?
I haven't gotten it in the mail yet.
Oh man, I was gonna say like
that's gonna be up there. That's
you know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
up there. I like
what of the two do you weigh more? Because like if manga Sabo is 1, uncut sheet's got to be 2.
Yeah,
it's a collection of cards.
Yeah, it's like a whole 12 sheet of them. To be honest, the uncut sheet is just like, it's incredible. And if I can't end up, because I do want to sell it, because it is just like, I mean,
you're just sitting on a landmine of money.
Yeah.
And
like right now, times are tough, so I'm just trying to get whatever money I can get.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it would just be such a cool thing to have.
It would be awesome, yeah.
Like I have my magic uncut sheet that's over there.
Is it facing backwards?
Yeah, it's facing backwards.
Dope. That's good for us.
Yeah, it did a oopsie, and so we're putting in timeout.
I see.
But to have like these uncut sheets, like they're just so rare, right? So it's just like a cool thing to have, and I think if like I had infinite money, I would just be keeping that thing and just like putting it on a wall or something.
That would be so cool.
I think it'd be super cool.
Yep.
But yeah, awesome.
That
so
is the
comment
of the week.
So appreciate it. And of course, we have to also do the plugins. So if you guys are enjoying the podcast, hey, go check out our Patreon where we have a bonus episode every week. And we've got some stuff planned. So we're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, like there's some stuff that you guys in the Discord have kind of been
suggesting,
vocal about. Wanting to see commentary on existing sets, existing competitive sets, or stuff from overseas that you would like to see English commentary on.
Bringing JCM onto the podcast.
Bringing JCM. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming. Coming soon. TM. JCM TM. Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's about it.
Anyways, let's talk about it. So first up, bands. Okay, so what what were the bands, I guess, is where we should start, right? So this was like kind of a unique thing. I feel like Bandai sort of just rolls the dice with the bands a little bit because they're just trying to put some sauce onto every band restriction announcement.
Yeah, historically, especially the last band with like the Raigo and whatnot, man, Bandai really put the band in Bandai. I'll tell you that much.
And they just kind of do unique things. Like sometimes they ban new cards, sometimes they ban old cards, sometimes they restrict things down to 1. This time around, we got a new thing. We're banning pairs of cards.
Which I want to get your opinion on how this kind of like how awesome this is. But in my opinion, I think that this was super, super cool for Bandai to do without neutering the ability for other decks to exist. Like if you were to ban Giant, purple Luffy gets hurt. Blue purple Luffy gets hurt. Green purple Luffy gets hurt. And I think the most important of them all is blue purple Sanji really gets hurt. So hurting all those decks inherently just because one deck is very powerful, I think wasn't necessarily fair. So I think them finding kind of another type of solution, I got to get out of jail. How do I break out of jail? I can't just run out the front. Nah, dig a hole through the side seems sick, So I thought it was really cool for them to do that pairing ban. What do they call it?
They're calling it banned pair cards.
Banned pair cards.
Yeah,
okay.
so these cards are banned as a pair. So card A is Monkey D. Luffy, OP11, Snake Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then card B is 2 cards. Charlotte Katakuri, Charlotte Linlin.
Yep.
8 cost Katakuri and 9 cost healing 9 mom.
9 mom.
Yeah. So
as they call her on the streets.
yeah. So just talking about the bands in general, I think these band pairing things makes a lot of sense. But I also think that it's something they can't do too much of.
Because the more they do it, the more convoluted things get, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to ban Gum Gum Giant for blue-purple Luffy, purple Luffy, and for, like, it just, it starts to get like, okay, which thing can I do? And I think bans in general should be more straightforward than that. Like, I think it just makes it harder to keep track of, and even if you can keep track of it, like, you just don't want to be at that specificity with the bands all the time.
I think so too.
I think it changes a lot about how people feel confident in having cards for their decks and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I think it's something that they should use very sparingly, and this is the first time we've seen it.
But I do think that it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's
the way they implemented it, I think, was perfect for the problems that people were vocal about in the community.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate UP Luffy. He's way too strong. Why is he so tanky? People didn't complain about Purple Luffy. Not that much people were complaining about GP. So I thought this was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the ban specifically, that they banned 8 cost Katakuri and 9 mom in Blue Purple Luffy. What do you think about that?
I think that was fair. I thought maybe it was only going to be 9 mom.
Yeah, me too. That was part of our bowl bet. That was the one thing I got right.
Yeah, because I thought it was only going to be 9 mom, but banning Katakuri also, I think, is fine. I think it's fine. The deck, we'll talk about this in a little bit once we get to Blue Purple Luffy, but the deck is still very playable.
Yeah, I think
it's still very playable. It has legs. It just kind of needs to see the right meta, which I think is a lot healthier spot for a leader in general. Like a leader, especially a leader as generically powerful as UP.
Yes, I'm in the same boat. I think it was just one of those situations where just the combination of these Big Mom cards just worked a little too good with what we got, and I think we weren't ready for that world yet. Mm-hmm. I also still think that maybe Blue Purple does get banned in the future, or they're really hoping that rotation just kind of takes care of all of its problems, because I think, like you said, it is just such a generically strong leader that I feel like it just does pose a problem eventually. Like, what, you're not going to make any strong purple 8 costs, 9 costs that Sanji can't cheat out in the future? Probably not, right?
Maybe not.
So I think, like, Blue Purple is probably still on the radar as, like, hey, maybe we have to do something about this. But as, like, a sort of Band-Aid fix for right now, and especially with rotation around the corner, I think this is a good ban.
Yeah, I think so too, because that's what bans are kind of for, right? You put the ban in Band-Aid,
yes,
fellas, like, I think that's what it's for. There's a hole in the wall. You just, sometimes you don't have time to fix it then and there. I'm taking a shit right now. I'm taking a poopy. Let me just get the closest printer paper that I have and just put it over that hole in the wall. Looks good as new for now.
Yeah, look, I'm just trying to get my deposit back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to fix the whole structure of this apartment.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I just need to put some caulk in it.
Yeah.
Scrub it out. I'm putting my caulk in it.
There's a hole in there. I'll put that caulk in it.
Moving on to the next ban, and I think this is the one that got people in a tizzy about, is OP03 Blue Nami ban.
Yeah, man. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
I think this one feels particularly like salt in the wound because, like, the new Otama card that's coming in OP13 is basically the same thing as Cabaji, which is a formerly banned card. And so, considering that, like, okay, yes, alarm bell should be ringing. Okay, Nami can abuse this card.
Yep.
But you just announced this pair ban thing.
Yeah.
And so, I think it feels especially bad for Nami players. Like, why didn't they just do that for Nami?
Not to mention, Nami is rotating out. That's a leader that is the first to go.
Yeah, so, like, give them the 3-6 months, whatever, to play Nami, and then just let rotation do its thing. So it feels kind of...
They really put that dog down way too early. It had a lot of life to live.
It like didn't even bite a person. It
Yeah.
just like aggressively licked a passing by person. The
Yeah.
person's like, put it down.
Yeah.
And the
Just a Karen going crazy.
yeah, shelter comes out and just has to like that's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, I really did not like the Nami ban. I thought it was too much. Like you said, just do a pair ban. Or, I mean, I was going to say just ban Otama, but like, just do the pair ban. If that's what you're worried about, just do the pair ban.
Yeah, I felt like, okay, just do the pair ban for these two leaders and then really never use pair bans again for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
And really the pair ban only matters for, again, until rotation hits. So it was one of those things where like I felt like a Band-Aid fix was the appropriate thing, but instead they took down the whole house to rebuild its structure. And I think it's just too much.
There was a spider in the corner of the house. You got scared. You burned the whole house down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
to
bro.
it, yeah.
So I really, really did not like this Nami ban.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. And then the other thing that I think is kind of interesting is the unbans that have happened. And now they are unbanning, which I never thought we'd see the day, is Sakazuki.
Yeah, I did not
unbanned.
think I'd see the day. I thought the first card that was ever going to be unbanned was James.
Yeah,
Jinbei.
we both talked about it. I thought that was maybe one of the easier cards to unban. But this leader, I really thought that Bandai was going to be extremely like unlikely to unban any of the leaders, especially because they took the time to print out the promo leaders. Like, they're ass. Don't get me wrong. They're all ass, including the Nami one, which also got a new like promo leader.
Yeah.
All ass. So to me, that was like a sign of commitment from Bandai to be like, we're not unbanning this. It causes too many problems. And for them to now be like, you know what? The game has moved on, old man. You know, the game has changed. We play defense now.
I just want to run it down.
Yeah, so Sakazuki being unbanned, like I really never thought we'd see the day.
I really didn't either, because I thought that Sokka's ability to -1 inherently was very powerful. And then a free ditch one, draw one was very powerful. And then OP13 gets leaked. Emu is here. Ditch one, draw one. I'm like, wow, that is just powerful. If they're okay with this, they must be okay with Sokka. And right I was.
Yeah. And I think, there's been people who, I guess they're bored or something. They got some time on their hands and they, do the theory crafting of like, what if Sokka was unbanned? And to be honest, I think most of the time people have come out with the conclusion that like Sokka will be strong, but not that good.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of interesting. And so I guess Bandai, they have their sources, they've done their testing, and they found the same thing. Sakazuki, he's mid now.
I mean, 6 sets later, like, yeah,
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because we played during the Sokka heyday, and, 6-7 sets later, now we are at a point where we go, yeah, Sakazuki is not a big deal anymore.
No.
You don't run these streets.
Yeah, we have seen some shit.
Yeah.
My God.
That game has changed. Yeah.
Holy cow.
So that's kind of interesting. And then they also unbanned Cabaji.
That I think is kind of strange because like we kind of briefly mentioned earlier, it's pretty clear that Bandai was worried about Otama in Nami, which they should have been. I think Otama in Nami is insanely powerful, way too good, but Cabaji is the same card, so you could have just pair banned Otama, left Cabaji banned, and then Cabaji would have rotated out the same time Nami rotates out. So I don't really understand what and who this is for.
What was this intended for? And then on top of that,
this thing is gonna see play, dude. What?
On top of that, it can't even be played in the new Nami blue leader.
Cannot.
And just to go over it really quick, it's a 5 life, 5k leader, just as normal, mono blue. However, it has, according to the rules, you may only play cards with the East blue type in your deck. Also, when your deck has 0 cards in it, you win the game instead of losing, which is the same thing as Nami. And then Dawn X1, when this leader's attack would deal damage to your opponent, you may trash the top card of your deck.
So you still get the Dawn 1 ability, but the thing that they changed about this leader is that you can only play East blue cards. So it's a bit of I want to say, kind of a tease, because right now, if history were to repeat itself, this new blue Nami is not going to get support. Not for a very,
Yeah, when
very,
are we going
very
back
long
to
time.
Romance Dawn? You know?
Yeah, the good news about this Nami card for the Nami enjoyers is that it's going to be alive for a long time. It is block 4.
Oh, true. Yeah.
This is a
So
block
this'll be
4
around for a long
card.
time.
So it's going to be around for a long, long time, which gives Bandai the opportunity to print East Blue support for Nami. But because Nami has been banned now, I think that Bandai is going to be very, very careful about how they design these East Blue cards.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can even find a 50.
As of right now, I don't think it's possible.
There's like 30 cards.
I've seen people try to put together all the East Blue cards. They don't get there. Yeah.
I hope there's some more East Blue support for Nami that's coming up in future sets. So I would love for our goat Adam to be able to, kiss his wife again.
Yeah, I think also the hysteria around Nami players, sort of the aftermath of the bans was kind of crazy because there were straight up people just being like, "Thank God, the witch is dead," and like people were just like popping off. And I saw this tweet that was just so savage. They were like, "Oh, Nami players are quitting the game because they don't want to actually learn how to play One Piece." I was like,
it's so stupid.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
It's crazy to me that people are just that big of haters about this leader that I think takes more skill than I think more people want to admit.
Yep.
It's always the same thing. It's like in fighting games too. My character, awesome, takes a lot of skill, nuanced.
Yeah.
Your character, bad, brain dead, no
Just
nuance.
Twirl the stick and jam your hands just like this.
Wow, you won, no skill.
Yeah.
Wow, me when I
Zangief
win,
players again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I lost to a Zangief player again. I'm playing Sagat. Okay, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, dude.
I dragged my balls across glass to get here.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
Red Cyclone.
So, yeah, I don't get the hate, and I think it's pretty unfortunate for such a unique leader in this game, and I thought it had its place. I thought it really did. So
I thought it was a cool deck. I honestly thought it was well designed, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I know look, I
might catch some heat in the streets for this. I thought Nami was well designed.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It was a cool deck.
I thought it was a cool deck.
I think Nami players are very skilled players. The deck is not easy to pilot. It is not brain dead by any means.
And I really thought like some of the I don't know, the deck construction with Nami was very interesting over the years, like adding Cavendish and like
it changes every set.
Yeah, so
Nami is not the same 50.
I think it's cool, and I'm glad that really Nami has never been like the top tier deck, which is good for the game.
Yeah.
That Nami never has been there, but has always just kind of been like the deck that comes out of nowhere and catches you if you're slacking on your homework.
Yeah,
so.
like if you didn't, you're going to put a lot of reps into studying the quadratic formula, but if you don't know how to calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle, like you should know this by now.
Yeah,
you should know this.
Do you remember the quadratic formula? I'm not sure if I do. I know there's a plus
all
minus
over 2a.
Yeah. All over 2a.
I don't know the top.
I think it's negative b plus or minus
the square root
b squared minus
4ac. Yeah,
we got there.
Yeah. You and I together, we have half a brain cell each, and they're just rubbing together and creating the most insane friction of all time.
But okay, so those were the bans, right? And this has an incredibly deep effect to now our meta, right? Because I think blue-purple, from what we've seen in the East meta, blue-purple was kind of...
very dominant.
Yeah, dominant. But more than just dominant, I think it just colored the meta a bit. Like, you couldn't... Like, the meta felt like it was balanced around blue-purple, and so a lot of decks that were being held down by blue-purple, like, can now kind of rise from the depths.
Yeah, blue-purple Luffy was Thanos.
A little bit. It was kind of like, if you weren't fast enough to deal with blue-purple, you can't ride this ride. If you can't deal with the late game of blue-purple, you also cannot ride this ride. You must be, like, taller than 5'5", but shorter than 6 foot,
Yeah, it's a very specific demo. It's like a modeling casting.
Yeah.
You have to be this body type, this ethnicity, and look like this.
Yes. Otherwise,
And your eyesight
no
has
go.
to be this bad.
Yeah. So I think without blue purple as much in the picture, I think it gives rise to a lot of new decks, and that is where we're going to start this conversation, because we're going to do this tier list. We're going to talk about these leaders that we think kind of can come back and be a force in this new meta.
Yeah. So with the bans out of the way, today we are ranking the OP12 meta. This is the X3 drop speculation from Uncut Sheet winner Xell TCG.
I expected JCM again, which is very funny. It hasn't like registered.
Yeah. I would have said rice cooker.
Okay. Thank you.
So Uncut Sheet winner, Xell TCG, and myself.
The GOAT.
Purple guy.
Yeah,
and myself, baby.
Yeah, so I think I have a lot to test. I think my initial reaction to the ban list was just panic. I was like really unsure what the meta was going to be.
Me too. We went to our pre-releases and everybody was asking me, hey, what are you going to play? Like, what are you playing? Especially because I was a UP player. At the end of OP11, people were always asking me, what do you think about the bans? What are you going to play? You can't play UP anymore. Does UP have legs? I don't know. Does it have legs? It has legs, but can it walk? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's on a wheelchair. Is it on crutches? Maybe it's on skates. Maybe it has one leg.
Is this OSHA approved?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Are there a lot of ramps? Like, can I?
Yeah.
Is this disability?
Does it get there? Yeah.
But so I really did not have an answer, right? It's like I was thinking, oh, maybe GP, maybe UP, maybe Kuzan, maybe Purple Luffy has legs again. I just was so undecided, had no idea what to play. But now that the set has officially come out, we've seen a bit of playtime.
There's been some raw data that has been put out by like the Sim, for example.
Which I would take with a grain of salt because it is still very early. Not
So
only is it
early.
the Sim, it is very, very early. So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But data is data. It's always good to have data over no data at all.
Yes, exactly. So I think we have some understanding right now. Of course, things can change, but I have an inkling, let's put it that way, about where this meta is headed. And we have two future sight people. We've got the Buggy Wars.
Yep.
That was... What is premonitioned? Is that a word? That's not a word. That can't be a word. He foretelled the future.
And it happened.
And it did happen.
The Buggy War happened. It was a small war.
Very short.
But it was a
deadly.
terrible war. And we fought in the war.
A lot of people died in a very short period of time.
Yeah. Yep.
And I called it on the bad meta thing. So
Yeah.
I just so we've got some credibility
Yeah,
here. So we'll see if we can hit strike lightning twice.
3 for 3?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
All right. So to explain the tiers, same as always, we've got at the very top, will top a regional. These are the leaders that you will see on the Eggman breakdowns. We've got a tier below that, can top a regional. These are ones that are going to be on the pie chart, probably. Like, can be on that pie chart. I wouldn't be surprised to see this leader top a regional.
Yeah, it's like they're not the mainstays. They don't pay rent on the pie chart.
Yeah, on the pie chart, they're not the huge slice. They're like the really like, oh man, I'm on a diet. Let me just get the smallest little cake slice here.
I just need
small.
a taste.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's like a LaCroix. I just want the essence, baby. Just give me a little bit.
Yeah,
the
essence of peach.
And below that, we've got expect to see. You're gonna walk around in between rounds. Man, I really need to use the restroom. I really need to relieve myself. Let me go out for a smoke break. You're on your way to the exit. You're just looking around. Wow. These are some of the leaders that you will expect to see at a regional.
Yeah.
May or may not top, but they'll be there. They're powerful enough to be there.
Yeah, they're good enough to sit in the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Below that, we've got Rogue. Not to be confused with the extremely sensual Bat Rouge from Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, not to be confused with her.
Yeah.
But these are decks that are, well, self-explanatory. They're Rogue, right?
They're Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the minefields.
Yeah,
they're
you just don't expect to see this leader, but it can do well. Like, it would be very surprising to see it do well. Like, a good example of a rogue deck was at Vegas Regionals, BY Luffy making it to top cut. That's a rogue deck.
That's rogue.
Yeah, so it can do it. Historically, maybe it has done it before, has seen some changes. The meta has shifted. It no longer has the same ability that it did before. But, you know, it has accolades.
Yeah,
you can
get there. You just need luck to be a little bit bigger, like more of a piece of your run.
Yeah.
Compared to some of these.
Shift the furniture in your room to enhance your feng shui.
Yeah. And you also need to just dodge all the bad matchups.
Yeah, you got to be Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah.
But you can get there with a rogue deck. Below that, we've got just straight up not meta viable. These are decks that were top contenders in the past. Probably like tier 1, tier 0, tier 1.5. Maybe not tier 0, but tier tier 0. Tier 0, 1, 1.5, tier 2 decks that were powerful in the past that no longer have a place in the meta. Are inherently powerful leaders, but just do not function with what is currently being represented in the OPTCG, OP12, Postban zeitgeist.
Right.
Below that is not necessarily the worst deck to bring to a regionals, but this is the... Oh, what? I'm flipping over my leader. What? Can I read your leader? What does your leader do? I have never seen that leader in my life. This is the can I read your leader tier. I don't know what this leader does. I think I know it exists, but man, is it random. What does it do?
Yeah, I think this is the ones where you're just hoping and praying that your main game plan works against this deck.
Yeah,
So yeah, those are kind of our tiers, and let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, first up, we've got the Dark King himself, Silver's Rayleigh, OP12 Silver's Rayleigh.
This leader is a menace. I think immediately it just seems very obvious to me that it is on the will top.
I'm with you here. I think we don't have to talk too much about Rayleigh. It is the quintessential aggressive deck in this format.
Yes.
It is the deck that will punch you the fastest, it'll punch you the hardest, and it will punch you where you expect the least.
I think that last part is really the key for Rayleigh. I think especially in the early part of this meta.
For sure.
I think that deck is very tricky to math out. Like, the Rayleigh player will obviously understand, oh, these are going to be my swings for this turn. But coming from the other side of things, I played against my first Rayleigh today, and I was like, wait, you can do what? Where's that down going? What? How am I taking swings this large? Like, even though I could read all the cards and all that stuff, it was kind of tricky to keep up with. And so I think Rayleigh is going to be sort of catching people off guard, especially early on into the meta. And I still think it'll have staying power even into the late meta because it has just like such a good gamut of matchups into what I think will be the meta.
Yeah, I think if we were to name this tier list or this the title of this video, this is a OP12 tier list post ban for, I guess the most recent regional would be Toronto and Florida, right?
Yeah.
They're happening in 2 weeks' time. So I think in 2 weeks' time, Silver's Rayleigh will top a regional.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
So
next up, we've got Mono Blue Kuzan from OP12.
Mono Blue Kuzan. Okay, so this is one of the examples of like, okay, Big Papa that was holding us all down, he's gone. Blue Purple, well, okay, maybe not gone, but definitely less strong than before. And I think Kuzan was a deck that really benefits now from being able to sit in with the big boys, right? It turns out 2 9 costs is better than 2 8 costs, which is what Kuzan does.
Yeah.
So I think it brings back Kuzan as like a strong contender.
I think so too. This is a leader where we didn't pay too much attention to him. When we saw the card list for OP12, we were like, wow, there are so many blue navy cards that just ditch one, draw one. So you're just netting cards, going through your deck like crazy. But because UP was absolutely Thanos and Blue Kuzan was Rocket Raccoon. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry, Gamora. Push him off a cliff. He just was not super prevalent in the Eastern meta. But now that UP is gone, like you said, I think he's really got a shot. I think the beautiful thing about Kuzan is that he doesn't really have a matchup that I can think of immediately that he just auto scoops to.
Yeah, I think that's really the thing, is that I think this is kind of like green yellow law from last set. I think the good thing about it is that I think you have a chance against everything.
Yep.
You're just like inherently a deck that just sees a lot of cards and is tanky, and the game plan is good. Playing a Garp that plays out of Sakazuki is strong, right? Or Aramaki or whatever, like any of the admirals, I think that is just a strong game plan, and because of that, I actually think Kuzan is a deck that will top.
I think, man, will top, I think, is tough. I think a lot of these 50-50 decks, like Green Yellow Law, like maybe even Shanks in OP10 or OP9, I don't forget when it came out, but he was like the quintessential 50-50 deck, right? He was just like not necessarily powerful into anything, but also wasn't weak into anything.
Yeah.
And he's not dice roll dependent, really. So these are the decks that I think can top.
I think Kuzan might not be my favorite for who will win a tournament, but in terms of just topping, I think Kuzan will be a mainstay of the pie charts.
You think so?
I think so. That's my take.
Okay.
I think maybe not early on, because Kuzan does have to sort of figure out how they're going to navigate the meta, because like you have these tech slots for grav blades, red rocks, and whatever, and getting the ratios exactly right for a deck that sees a lot of its cards is going to be crucial.
Yeah, Kuzan is like Green Yellow Law, a 50-50 deck that relies a lot on the pilot. I think focusing a lot of your mental bandwidth on your macro gameplay is super, super important with a card like this. You have to be really heads up. You have to be able to figure out how the game will progress and what the board state is going to look like 2, 3, 4, 5 turns from now.
Yeah.
It is really important because you see so many cards, but because you see so many cards, you also have to ditch so many cards. So it is a really precarious tightrope walk, right? But once you get there, man, I think this deck can be good.
Yeah,
a lot of skill expression in this deck.
I'm in that boat. So I'm down to put it down a tier into just like can top.
Yeah.
But
in 2 weeks' time, I think it can top. Will it top? Like, am I 100% certain that this is going to be in like a top 16, top 30? Is Toronto and Florida 1,000 people, or is it 500?
I don't remember.
Let's call it top 32. Let's call it top cut.
Yeah, top 32. I think Kuzan will be in top 32s.
You think it will for sure be in top 32? I am not sure that it will be
really?
in top 32.
Oh, man.
I think it can be. I think it can be.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for Ken.
Okay.
I'm down for Ken.
I think Kuzan can top.
But I'm just saying, come 2 weeks from now, I'm telling you, not a big pie chart.
Because like will top is 100%. This is going to be represented in your top 32.
Yeah.
I think Kuzan has a good chance at making a top 32. I'm not 100% sure.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Like, are you willing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. I'm fair. I think that's fair.
Okay. Next up, we've got Green Zoro, or as the streets are calling him, Goro.
I hate that. I hate Goro. Mortal Kombat.
Goro. Is Goro
Mortal
a
Kombat
MK character?
Yeah. He's the four-arm guy. And
my God, yeah.
He's in the movie.
He's Machamp.
He's literally a Machamp. Yeah. Mortal Kombat. That's all I can think of.
Which is interesting because Zoro does use 4 sword style. So
he's got up to like 9 sword style.
Yeah, he does.
He's
I've seen 9 sword style on DeviantArt.
Yeah.
That's not what you think.
Yeah.
Kozuki Hiyori? Oh man. I don't think we need to talk about this too much, to be honest. I think this is a will top. 100% will top deck. It's a deck that is generically powerful, a leader that is generically powerful, plays high quality cards, and man, just dominates against decks like Sakazuki, like decks that are existing that are currently strong. This is a really, really powerful green deck.
Yes. The only thing I want to just say there before we move on is that even when blue purple was around, it's one of its worst matchups in the meta in Japan, and it still succeeded. Now, what does it look like when blue purple's
when blue
no
purple
longer
is
as represented?
Yeah, not at full power. Like, holy cow, Zoro is looking very, very powerful.
Very juicy. Yeah.
Next up, we've got green purple Luffy.
I also hate Luffy.
Yeah, I don't know why I said it, but I also hate it.
The only thing I can think of when people say Luffy, and just saying in general,
I don't like it.
Have you seen there's a skit by the whitest kids you know?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Therefore, stop saying it.
Yeah,
I
don't like
I
it.
don't
Actually,
like it. Don't
yeah.
like it. GP.
Yeah, edit that out.
I'm leaving it in, but I'm censoring it. I'm censoring it.
GP Luffy. Yeah. If you censor it, people are gonna be like, "Did he say a slur? Like what? What was that?" You could censor it. Actually, that's kind of fire.
I think it's funny.
Yeah. GP Luffy. This is my pick for the best deck in the format.
Oh,
This might be a hot take for me right now. I am quite GP pilled. I think that this was a deck that was pre-ban in the East, already really, really highly represented, right? If you're not playing UP, you're playing GP. Like, this was the second biggest slice in every pie chart. And now with UP gone, which is hypothetically kind of was a bad matchup for it, you had to play more dead man's games in order to get past him. Now you can afford to not even play that card at all if you don't want to. You don't even have to play dead man's game at all. So GP Luffy, I think, now has more tech spots that you can even open up. Even if the meta isn't suiting control decks like Sakazuki or Lucci, you can even cut stage.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there are so many deck spots that you can open up to tech this deck, and its consistency and its power level is going to be strong enough to fight really anything. It may have like maybe slightly unfavorable matchups here and there, but it's also a deck that is not super, super reliant on winning dice roll. It's a deck that sees your entire deck. You see so many cards, and is just generically so powerful. I think that this is the best deck in the format. Come 2 weeks, I think the biggest slice of the pie chart is going to be insert slur here, Luffy.
GP Luffy, I think the benefit that it has is that the high roll sort of, let's say you go second, Zoro Juro into
Sanji Pudding,
Zoro
Juro.
Juro into Luffy Taro, Sanji Pudding, or whatever you want.
Yeah, Luffy. You do Luffy Taro. Yeah, that's so gross.
You can do whatever you want. At that point, you've won the game. I don't think there's a single deck that can actually contend with the high roll that GP presents. And I think
purple Luffy, Kaido Linlin on 10, and then you just blow everything up.
Okay, all right. This guy and his Kaido Linlins. He's trying so hard. He's like, please, somebody. Make the value of this card go up. I'm sorry, buddy.
Market watch?
You didn't even buy it for that reason. You just actually just like the card.
The card is fire.
Yeah.
Blow everything up. Beam a life. Gain a life. Beast. I'm back.
And then the guy goes, I rest Rosinante.
I would actually just
end it all at that point.
Yeah.
But so I think GP Luffy just has that in its locker. Like, it can
that dog in
win
him.
any game that it draws well in. It can win. So I think any deck that has that sort of power level is going to top, right? Like,
will top.
Yeah, I think 100% it's a will top.
This is will top.
My only thing is that even though, yes, this is a winner of UP Luffy also not existing, because that was considered not one of its better matchups.
Yep.
I do think some of the decks that will rise up in its place make it a little harder for GP
could
Luffy.
Be. It could be.
That is my only qualm with GP Luffy, is decks like Zoro, Rayleigh, and Bonney.
Don't say it! Don't say it!
I'm sorry. The child has been uncaged, and she is on. She's a menace. So,
oh my.
So that being said, I still think GP Luffy, incredibly strong deck, like very clearly tier 1.
Enel. Yellow Enel, OP12.
So it's funny. Okay, so same thing as basically as soon as the bans came down, I looked at all the matchup charts and I was like, what were decks that were losing to blue purple and were being gate kept by it, right? And I'm just looking down the list, and Enel, I was like, well, okay. And then I look at the matchup charts and it says it beats Green Zoro and it beats Rayleigh. I was like, that must be just
That's
obviously
pretty good.
very, very good for the meta. However, I think this is where you have to look into the percentages a little bit. Enel, I think, can only win when people get caught with their pants down. I think that is a deck that you kind of like Nami in a little bit. It's like if you can play around Enel shenanigans, I feel like you just are so advantaged into that deck. And I think that deck has just sort of inherent problems that it relies on. Will I think it will make it into a top 32? Yeah, I think it's possible.
It's certainly possible. Do you think this is a can top or expect to see?
I think for sure.
I think for sure you expect to see.
Yes.
Can it top? It can. So what's the threshold for putting something in can it top? Like a higher than 50% chance that it can, or maybe higher than 30?
I think
To see it in top cut?
To be honest, just one. Do you think just one will make eventually?
Can make it.
And
Just one
make. Which
I would put it in expect to see.
I think it's expect to see. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, there are problems right now with Enel where, like, you just have bad matchups all over the place. Yes, you absolutely cream the pants off of Rayleigh. That is undoubtedly true.
I also will cream my pants to Ray.
To Rayleigh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaki's got competition.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if they have a romantic interest in each other, Shaki and Rayleigh.
I don't know.
but
I'll check
I don't know.
DeviantArt, though.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know. After you're done slamming your Gibson.
Quack, quack, quack.
I was explaining that to my girlfriend Ari, and she was like, "You guys are stupid as hell." Quack, quack. But yeah, I think Enel might have more problems than just what the matchup chart is.
I'm
saying.
down to put it in expect to see.
Yeah, I think some people will try to get there with it. So
next up, we've got our good old friend Shanks, Red Shanks.
Shanks, man. I think in some ways, I think this meta kind of is like a return to OP09 a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, so this was kind of an issue that I was thinking about before, where when the ban list came out, my knee-jerk reaction was that, wow, this is a pretty decent ban list overall, right? We solved the problem of we shouldn't have Nami for Worlds when OP13 comes out. Okay, we solved that problem because clearly that was an issue. UP was an issue. How do we solve UP without hurting the other purple decks? Okay, let's do the pair restriction. Fine. What can we do to diversify leader pool and instead of just having the same old leaders as always? Unban Sakazuki. Let's see how it does. So I thought this was pretty good at first. But thinking a little bit more about it, I do think removing UP puts a lot of the old leaders back on the map, and it was not necessarily such a lovely meta to play in when it was Bonney, Shanks,
Blackbeard.
This meta. I don't know about you guys in the comments, but I didn't particularly enjoy it. It was kind of just play the thing on curve, pass. Play the thing on curve, pass. Oh, I missed a step, scoop. That was just kind of what it was.
Yeah, I felt like it was a very stat check meta. And if the linear thing you were doing was better than the linear thing your opponent is doing, then you win. Yeah. I think, unfortunately, I think Shanks sort of pushes metas into that way because of the way Shanks is. Like, Shanks is just a value machine. Like, that deck is just so individually card powerful that kind of like UP, we said like you have to be this tall to ride. Well, like Shanks, that is like the most true it's ever been. With that
Shanks
deck.
Is an NBA player.
He's Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Under the hoop. He's above the hoop most of the time.
Yeah.
Like it's just. What are you supposed to do, when you are getting stat checked by this guy and he's getting better tools? I think more than ever, he is more consistent than ever before. Like that new 4 cost makes it feel like you have infinite 2Ks now. And so that problem of bricking doesn't feel like it ever happens. And you just have such powerful top end that just can get you there.
Yeah, I think Shanks is a leader. Man, it's so crazy to think about how powerful the card quality is in Shanks, because we were talking about how 8 cost Rayleigh might be one of the most powerful cards ever printed. The Shanks builds nowadays have so many powerful cards that sometimes they don't even play the 8 cost Rayleigh. Like they don't even play insane. The 10 cost Rush Shanks. Like it's so powerful. But of course, consistency is the issue that Shanks still needs to solve. It's more consistent because you don't have to rely on putting in cards that are technically unplayable in your 2Ks. You can afford to play the same amount of bricks that you have played before, and the 4/6 Shanks will then just pitch them to make it a 2K, which is very good. However, sometimes you just still cannot get there.
This is true. However, so like before Shanks, there were certain card slots that you just had to fill up so that you could natty draw into them, and you just didn't have enough targets for your searchers to feel impactful, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's no longer the case.
It is no longer the case, especially with the starter deck Shanks, the 9/10 that becomes a 6 and
that card's very good as well.
Yeah, pumps your leader by 2. Like that card is an awesome card to see on 6th on turn if your opponent is ramping and playing stuff like Luffy Taro. It's awesome to even just play on 9. You could just play as a 9/10. Buff your leader by leader, you can take your life kind of willy-nilly at this point, right? You just go down all the way to like 2, go down to 1, just play this. You're like, I have 12 cards in hand, kill me. You can't. You legit can't.
The other thing is that card is something that you can play on your 10 on turn by searching it with Uta.
Yep.
And so it gives you another sort of, I don't want to call it an out necessarily, but like can keep the tempo up even when you don't have things to necessarily play. So
totally. It's super Dawn efficient.
I'm not trying to like overly gas up Shanks. I don't think all of his problems have been solved. Like for example, I think still the 5 Dawn, 6 Dawn slot has been sort of historically weak in the deck.
Yeah.
And I think that's still true in this case. But that being said, when it's your day on Shanks, that deck feels unstoppable.
It does feel absolutely unstoppable.
And so I want to put this in Ken top.
So I started this set playing a little bit of Shanks because I thought it was really well positioned in the meta. Aside from the fact that I refuse to lose to green decks, I actually think Shanks will top. I think there's a...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said before that it was a little bit of a consistency issue with Shanks, so that before prior when Shanks was touted as the BDIF or like a tier 1 deck, and we just didn't see it win anything, or the conversion rate was really bad to make it into top cut.
It was ass.
I think that will no longer be the case. I think with enough representation with Shanks players, it will 100% top. I think that this is guaranteed to see a top cut.
Interesting. Yeah.
Do you not think so?
I think. I mean, I'm on the edge. Like, if you were to do this in like the typical tier list way, like I think it sits somewhere in like low tier 1 or very high in tier 1.5.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it just gets better as like people start to learn the meta more and more.
Yeah, this is a deck for sure that I think right now. I think Shanks is a pretty easy deck to pilot, right?
Yes.
It's not super complicated to play, but I think where a Shanks player shines is deck construction.
Yes,
is
100%.
Ratios, understanding the meta, and figuring out what the best 50 is.
Yes.
I think that's where Shanks players really need to hone in on and focus on just keeping their finger on the pulse of the meta. Understanding, like, coming into Toronto, you really need to do your research. I think Shanks will have a harder time in the beginning going into Toronto, but after Toronto and Florida, where we have a ton of player data and we've had 2 more weeks for the meta to develop, I think Shanks only gets better. Like once you have a really good understanding of what the best 50 is, I think Shanks becomes so much stronger. So actually, because we're talking about Toronto and Florida in 2 weeks, I think I'm with you here. I think can top.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I think
that's
it can
fair.
top. Yeah. It's not guaranteed.
I think for these early regionals, I really do think it's going to be a jungle meta. And by the way, if you don't know what that means, because I've seen that comment sometimes, is that a jungle meta is just like you're going into the jungle and you have no idea what you're going to find. You know, it's like, oh, that's a new species.
Jumanji.
Green Blue Sanji.
The Rock. What are you doing here?
Hey, that's Jack Black. I didn't expect you to see you here. I think that's the jungle meta. That's like the classic thing of just like you go in, you don't know what to expect. It could be anything, right? So I think while we're in this sort of early state of this meta, I think Shanks might not do as well.
Yeah.
But once things settle down, and
I think Shanks is going to be strong.
I think Shanks is going to be strong. Yeah. So.
All right. Next up, we've got the B word.
It's Bonney. Have you ever played any of the Dynasty Warriors games?
I have. On the Nintendo GameCube. Which Dynasty Warrior was that?
I actually don't know. What? I didn't even know that GameCube had... Oh, I guess it was around the same time as PS2. So probably Dynasty Warriors 2.
I think it was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
There's that character Lu Bu, and he's just like
He's got the staff.
It's a halberd.
It's like Whitebeard's weapon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just a giant weapon. And Lu Bu just has infinite aura. Like everyone's scared of him. He's got, all the men going, oh, he's so handsome, he's so strong, he's so tall. All the women, oh, he's so handsome.
Like
and,
all the moms, oh, he's born in the year of the pig.
Yeah. It's just like it's just good feng shui.
Yeah.
And one of the lines in I think it's like the escape from Dongbu's castle or whatever, and there's like people are running away. It's Lu Bu. And that scene is just going through my mind. It's Bonney.
Yeah. My teeth are chattering.
Yeah.
Oh man, Bonney. I actually, you know what? I take back everything that I said earlier. I said that the ban list was good for the most part. I think the ban list is absolutely dog water. I think they should have banned Bonney Leader.
Yeah.
My God, what an unfun time to be alive.
Yeah. So okay, Bonney is officially back, and the early data that we've seen from Sim is that Bonney is dominating.
Yeah, it's absolutely dominating.
And it makes sense. Bonney has been the quintessential good stuff green deck. Like, a good green card's printed, shove it into the deck list, and so in a set where we've gotten so much good generic green cards like ACOS Mihawk, Bonney is better than ever before. And one of the reasons why, and on top of that, one of the reasons why Bonney was less represented before is Blue Purple Luffy was feasting on Bonney.
Yeah, with the inclusion of Katakuri and Mom, nothing was sitting.
Yes, exactly. And so the question is, where are we at now? So before with Bonney, I think Bonney was a sort of one-trick pony where you're just trying to build that kid fortress, right? And people came to knock it down.
The daycare.
You came down to
Kid Fortress
burn down,
is daycare.
The daycare. You came down to... I really hate that because I was about to say mole pistol. Really? Mole gun? Yeah. You brought mole gun to the daycare.
You brought mole gun to the
down.
daycare. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is America.
This is America and has happened before.
But like that's how people dealt with Bonney. It was just okay. You're
firearms.
You're all right. This podcast is canceled. We're never ever sponsoring or getting sponsored. Like
thank you, Elgato.
Yeah, thank you, Elgato. But because now that they're not so reliant on Kid, Bonney's actually more difficult to deal with than ever before. That's my opinion on it.
I think so.
Like, I saw Reddit comments on the early sim data, and people are like, oh, Bonney just always does well at the beginning. People just forget how to play into Bonney.
Bro, nobody is forgetting how to play against Bonney. Rest your leader. Carrot. I play Carrot Freeze here. And Donkey. Bring the firearms. Bring the firearms. Somebody get the...
I think, though, that, like, people think this time might be kind of like another situation of the child who cries wolf. Like, oh, Bonnie's here. It's okay. We bring back our mole pistols, our honesty impacts, our gamma knives or whatever. But what are you gamma knifing now? Like, they're not hiding behind. They're not hiding behind kids. So it's trickier than ever to deal with Bonney. And this time around, I'm really scared. I'm actually scared that Bonney might be the one.
And it's hard to even say if Bonnies are even playing Kid now.
Yeah.
They may not even play that.
Cut it. Yeah.
Like if you queue into a GP and GPs are classically playing Gamma Knife, you just don't play the Kid and you just slam the Mihawks.
Yes. And the thing is that I've seen lists even cut like Bonney searchers down a bit because they're not as reliant on it as before. They just play the good stuff. The new Bonney SEC gives
incredible.
them a blocker, lets them draw 2 trash 1. So
And
now
it
they get to
restands
craft.
at dawn, right?
Yeah, restands a Dawn automatically. The new, I guess it's not new anymore, but the starter deck beige also lets you filter, so you're also less likely to just brick out at times too. So I think that deck is really well positioned right now, and I hate to say it, but I feel like it's Bonney Shanks meta might come back.
Yeah, I really dislike the idea of Bonney Shanks meta because UP is gone, and this is kind of what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Don't make me play Shanks, man. Don't make me do it.
And I think my hot take, my future sight take is that I think that when the meta settles down, it will settle around Green Zoro and Bonney. And I think there are very few decks that are good into both. Like even Shanks, while you're good into Bonney, you are, as the initial stats show, not super favored into Zoro. So if that's the case, I really think it's going to be the case of there aren't that many decks that are good into both, and they're going to define the meta. We are, I hate to admit this, but I think we're in a green meta.
I don't want to live anymore.
I think we're just in a green meta. You're gonna play Bonney, or you're gonna play Green Zoro or GP, and every other deck has to deal with those guys.
I had a dream yesterday. Future Ducky came to see me. This is what he feared most. The green meta.
I think we're here. I think we're here. We've seen red meta, early OP01 to OP04 red meta. We've seen...
I dodged that one.
Yeah, we both dodged. Yeah. We've seen purple meta, when Ploofy, blue, purple, green, purple, ride in the streets, right? We've seen that.
Awesome meta.
We've all seen the black meta. Lucci is dominating. BY Luffy is dominating. What you got to say about that one?
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yellow hasn't really gotten a chance to shine. Blue hasn't really gotten a chance to dominate a format.
Yeah, yellow I think was the strongest in half sets.
Yeah,
right.
And they weren't the most dominating color. It was just one deck was really good, Enel or Katakuri. That's good.
Basically it.
But this is now green meta, and
everything is green.
Everything is green.
The only
thing their turn is Xbox Monster.
Oh my god. The only thing that's not green is GP Luffy. That's the only thing that's not green. It's the only colorless leader there is.
GP Luffy?
Yeah. The purple and the green just cancel out.
One's really cool, one's not really cool.
Yeah,
so they mix together.
They just mix together, they cancel out, right? Yeah. That's how math works.
That's
-1. Actually, I think GP is a purple deck. Because I think purple is +2 and then green is minus, what I mean? -1. So it's
you mash it together, you're still purple. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The math checks out.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think it feels that way. And to be honest, the longer people are off of Bonney, the better the meta will be.
No, 100%. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm the only person who feels this way, but man, Bonney is so miserable to play against. What?
You are not alone in that statement.
What a nightmare to even play against.
Yeah.
I get it. Bonney players like playing Bonney because they like winning. I get it. You know what I mean? I understand. I've been there. But what a nightmare to play against. Holy hell.
I really want to know sort of where we go from here because the typical suspects that beat Bonney are just kind of getting neutered one after another. Lucci... you probably are winning, but it's not like before. Back in the day, Lucci, you queue into Bonney, you're like, free dub, let's go, next round. But nowadays, you're not forced to play cards like 6-cost Basil Hawkins anymore. You just have so much raw protection ability across your units. You get to go wide as well now. I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's crazy to even think about a day where I say, man, 5-cost Cavendish, I'm happy to see that card come down and not Carrot.
Yeah.
Holy hell, man.
Yeah.
Before Cavendish comes out, I'm immediately kill it on sight. Now Carrot comes down, have all your Dawn. Have as much Dawn as you want. I have to kill this stupid rabbit. I am Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. It's Carrot season.
Yeah. Gush, gush.
Because you don't get to play the game, and I think that's the frustration against Bonney.
It's the same thing that people talk about like playing against Blackbeard is you just don't get to play the game.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I played this card that got rested for the rest of the game, and now I have to decide if I even want to bother countering to protect it.
Yeah,
You know,
15 lead, fuck it.
Yeah. So
Oh, you don't want me to play that game? I get it. 15 lead.
yeah, so again, don't know. I think the only thing that is keeping Bonney back is that they now have so much good top end that, again, kind of like Shanks, they're going to have to figure out like what the best top end is for the current meta. And that's really the only tricky part because the rest of the deck is just so good now.
Yeah. So I think you and I are both in agreement that Bonney will 100% top.
Yes.
100%. Next up, we've got Belo Betty, kind of the queen of last format here.
Yeah, Belo Betty, I think this is the question, right? Is Belo Betty good in a meta that doesn't have blue-purple? Because blue-purple was sort of like its main course meal.
It was really just all the purple Luffys, right?
Yes.
So green-purple was popular. Blue-purple was popular. Purple was popular. Purple was popular. So like those three were the mainstays. Some people played purple-black, but it's not really in the, if it was in the four horsemen, like it would be the smallest horseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Belo Betty kind of just kills all of those decks. It does super well into all of those decks. That's why she was crowned the queen of last set. She was so dominant in a period of like 3 weeks, just winning everything back to back to back to back. You just see Belo Betty's everywhere. Will you see Belo Betty's now when you head over to Canada?
Nani desu ka? What the fuck was that?
Is that the Canadian? Canada. Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what word are you even saying?
Like Mickey Mouse?
I didn't know what was happening, to be honest. I thought I had a stroke. So
I had a stroke.
I'll show you a stroke.
Oh, yes, sir.
Slamming Gibsons. So Belo Betty, unfortunately, I think there's just too many new decks that just absolutely rob it of its joy. I think decks like Zoro monsterize it.
Yeah, nothing. Like you play a Karasu, that thing is evaporated.
Yeah.
Believe me, that is gone.
Everything, and he's a 5-life leader. Rayleigh, 5-life leader. Kuzan, 5-life leader. Bonnie's back, 5-life leader.
Oh
Shanks
my
is back,
God.
5-life leader.
Leader ability, -1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, right? Like Shanks is now playing Red Hawks again. You've got more 2Ks and more blockers than ever. Like you've got a card that makes your leader a 7K.
I'm just saying, it looks a little tough for Belo Betty at this at my current.
You think it's
thought
rogue
process.
or you think it's not meta viable? I think it might be not meta viable.
I actually think it's our first not meta viable.
Right,
I actually just don't think there is a like. Let's craft your reasonable tournament pool. Like, what are you beating now?
You're
tough.
beating UP. You're beating.
Dude, I even think UP with the way builds are being presented from what I've seen, I think Belo Betty is.
Oh, they're playing
tougher.
more Graph Blades than like ever.
Graph
too.
Blades, A-Cost Luffy's,
Mihawks,
like
yeah.
I still think Belo Betty's favorite, but I still
Yeah, this is not meta viable.
Yeah, I think
this
so.
is not meta viable. Yep. Especially with the reintroduction of a species into our ecosystem. Sakazuki.
Yeah. So he is a 4-life leader, but man, nothing is sticking.
You play so many blockers that loop themselves, that pick you up 2Ks, that pop everything, that bottom deck everything. Nothing is safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Sokka's back in town.
Sokka's back in town.
Where do you think he goes? As our resident Sokka player.
Oh man. Okay, so I think it's a little early because I think Sokka the build has changed so much, right? We've lost Ice Age, we've lost Moria, we've lost just so many efficient ways to deal with things. And so
What else did we lose? I feel like we lost something else.
I think we also lost something else, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Ice Age, Moria. But honestly, even with just those two cards being gone, very big deal for that deck. And the introduction of Zoro has also made it incredibly hard.
Man, Zoro will punish that deck. I do not care how many blockers you have. 8 lead.
Yeah.
9 lead. 12, 12. Oh, you blocked? 12 again.
I played as Green Zoro into Sakazuki today, and it's just like, what, you're not gonna counter for your 5k bodies that you need to pop my stuff, and then what, are you not gonna counter my 8k to your lead as well? Like, you're a 4-life leader. Time is ticking, buddy.
Yeah.
I search. I grab the restand event. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And so I think. The problem is you can either with Sakazuki just close your eyes, pretend Green Zoro doesn't exist, and just go and try to sneak through the meta that way. There's other builds that I've been contemplating. I think a lot of the builds right now for Sakazuki look a lot like Lucci builds, and I think that's wrong. I think philosophically, like, Lucci can play, because it's a 5-life leader, the full lockdown package of Tenzan, Mancherry, we Lupin, right?
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing at that point.
Yeah.
He's just popping everything.
I came to Disneyland for one ride only. I'm looping that ride.
Yeah, just
Space Mountain only.
I was thinking the teacups.
Oh, the teacup?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no weight.
After all.
Yeah.
And you're just.
Does it actually work when you spin the thing? You go faster.
You do, yeah.
Is there a cap? Is there a?
Oh, I've seen people whip that thing.
Really?
And it looks dangerous. They ask you to stop doing that.
It looks sick.
Yeah, I've seen people just. Yeah, it's crazy.
Bring a motor and he just spins it.
Yeah. Just bring 3 Eddie Halls.
Oh my god!
How fast you could go on that thing.
Yeah. No gorilla stands a chance, man.
Anyways, I think that philosophy doesn't quite work for Sakazuki, and the other thing is Sakazuki has access to Hound Blades. So like, rather than
swords.
And swords. But I think specifically Hound Blades, the reason why I want to shout that out is because it gives you a tempo plan.
Yes,
right?
your brand news become valuable. Your Sengokus become valuable. Your Utas.
And that one is a big one for Green Zoro. So I think the pieces are all sort of there for Sakazuki. It just takes a fine craftsman to put it all together. Like, I think Sengoku, the 7 cost from EBO2, like, that one seems pretty good against Zoro. Like, oh, you swung 8 into my body, I block, give you a 2k. All right, I'll take the other hit.
Yeah, he goes 8 lead. Good. 8 is good.
I also think the blocker Ripper. Yeah, you heard of that guy? One cost.
Oh, I've heard of him. I know. He's from episode 1 of the One Piece.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's the guy.
Wait, which guy is he?
He's the guy who salutes them.
Oh, as they're going
leaving.
Out. Yeah. They're like, thank you for dealing with Captain Morgan. Yeah. Ripper, it kind of goated against Zoro. Gives you a cheap blocker that is also Navy, so searchable as well. It just gives you a way to, because really the only thing is that makes it hard is that you need your Kuzans to live. And Ripper helps you get there. So, again, I think there are pieces.
Yeah, so Sakazuki is like really high quality steel.
Yeah.
You just need the right swordsmith to craft the perfect weapon.
Exactly.
Nikki Goldman, save us.
It could be Nikki Goldman. Yeah. I don't know who the chef here is.
Yeah. But we need someone crazy.
And
we need Bradley Cooper.
If they figure it out, we might not be in a green meta, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really kind of up to these guys to figure it out to save us from that.
Please. Please, I'm begging you. So where do you think Sokka is? Do you think he can top, or he's somebody that you expect to see? I think at least expect to see.
Yes.
I don't know about can top.
He's also, very popular.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he can top.
Yeah? I'm down to put him in can. I'm kind of split between the two.
Yeah, I could see him lower. Maybe the list is all just a part of my wild fantasy of playing Sakazuki in tournament again.
Don't we all have wild fantasies?
Yeah, I have crazy dreams.
I have DeviantArt.
Yeah, don't need crazy dreams. Just look it up on DeviantArt. Yeah. I think it's gonna take some work, and who knows if it even gets there. So,
next up, we've got Sakazuki's furry friend in Lucci.
Yeah, Lucci.
Yeah. So we've got functionally, effectively the same kind of deck. It is a control deck that focuses on removing the board. Lucci may be more on like the control. Let's absolutely remove anything and everything. Whereas Sokka is remove things, while I can efficiently and punch you at the same time.
Yeah. So what's funny is I think Lucci is potentially even worse off than Sakazuki in some
Could be.
ways. Because the other thing that Sokka has is bottom decking.
Yeah.
And there's so much protection that's, out there that's just generic, but a lot of it is actually like KO based.
KO
Yeah.
specifically.
And if we're saying like Shanks might be back, I think Lucci's in trouble, right? Like, I don't know. And I think the other thing too is
Wait, why is Shanks good into Lucci?
the basically like all your stuff is more efficient than what Lucci's doing. Like,
Oh, I see.
You
Lucci has
KO
to spend 2 cards while Shanks spends like one developing a bigger body.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I see.
And stuff like Lucky Roo,
Yeah.
very annoying for Lucci to deal with. And then like the big pop Shanks comes down, or Rayleigh comes down, just starts messing with your board and all this stuff. Like I think Shanks can just sort of outvalue Lucci, which is kind of insane. And then he's not scared of Tenzan either. He can pop Tenzan as well.
Yeah, and like Jack comes down, right? You play for 6 Dawn, you're 9-10. Your leader becomes a 7K. Attach the rest of the Dawn and swing into Jack.
Yeah.
Hurt me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Give me all of what you got.
Yeah.
And also Jack. Yeah, he might be an 11 cost, but he's an 8K.
Yeah.
One building snake and you're in range.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think Shanks is pretty decent into Lucci and more decent than ever. And so I still think he can top. But
Do you like so let's take a look at the will top decks. GP, Rayleigh, Green Zoro, Bonney. How does Lucci do into these 4 decks?
So Zoro's terrible.
Zoro's very bad for Lucci.
So even before in the OP11 UP meta, right? Lucci was able to make it through, just kind of snuck it through, was kind of a Ken top deck, right? We had goats like Saz, bringing it out and showing that the old cat still got it.
Yeah, man. You can teach an old dog new tricks.
Yes. However,
I'm not calling you old, Sam. You look so good.
The problem is now Zoro's back, and I think Zoro's going to be popular.
Zoro, yeah. Fan favorite, just character, right?
Just fan favorite character. And Zoro does not have to think very hard about how they're going to beat Lucci. Swing 8 out board, swing 8 out face, swing 8 out board, swing 8 out face.
While developing and resting stuff at the same time.
At the same time.
And you don't have to attach the 3 Dawn. You just use the 3 Dawn from like Tashigi or Quina or whatever. It's so efficient.
Just the efficiency on that. And maybe Lucci can get there again, but honestly, I'm feeling like towards Rogue side, or like.
Do you think it's
what's in between? What's above Rogue?
How does it do into Bonney? Lucci.
So the Bonney experts I've talked to, maybe it's biased because they're Bonney players, but they're like, this is the best the matchup has ever been before.
Damn.
Yeah. And on top of which, like, even in the days where like people were teched for Lucci back in the day, like Bonney players could win against Lucci. And if they're saying that now it's better than ever, it's a little scary.
Especially if you play an 8 cost for 4.
You play an 8 cost for 4, and then you give it KO protection with Tashigi.
They can't Ice Age it. Like,
you don't have Ice Age anymore.
I see. And then the GP matchup got better for GP with the introduction of Dead Man's Game.
Yes.
You no longer have to play stuff like Hody.
The other thing that's is messed up is a lot of green decks are going to be playing 2-sword style Rashomon.
I love Rashomon.
That card annihilates Lucci.
Rashomon is my favorite holiday on the calendar.
I think Rashomon is a Japanese like divinity gate or something like that.
It's not the one where you just like don't eat. What am I?
That's Ramadan. But
2-sword style Ramadan.
That's even funnier. Zoro's just a Muslim.
Yeah. Whoa! Yeah. I'm rewriting history.
Yeah. It's just is that halal?
Yeah. He's like, haram? Kill it.
But yeah, now that image is just like stuck with me. Zoro, who is Muslim.
He's not a do-rag Zoro. He's turban Zoro.
Turban Zoro. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, I think there's just a lot of things that are going against the way of Lucci at the moment. And I think a lot of people might move away even from that event, the 9-sword style demon flat, but
No, that's the wrong one.
What is it? Dead Man's Game.
Yeah,
Dead Man's Game.
yeah,
So I think some people might even move away from Dead Man's Game to put more Rashomon in. And Rashomon is just... It's like Lucci just gets caught in the crossfire a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I agree with you here. I think by looking at the top 4 decks that we have currently, I would consider Lucci a rogue pick. It's something that you might see, but you shouldn't expect to see. I think you are more likely to see Sakazuki than you are to see Lucci as the quintessential control deck going into Toronto, going into Florida.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, we've got Red Green Smoker.
Red Green Smoker. This
Kind of a good deck, man.
This deck is very scary.
Yeah, kind of a good ass deck, bro.
So compared to OP11, there's a couple of good things about it. Now you don't have Belo Betty as much to deal with. However, you've also lost one of your better matchups in blue-purple. So it's like kind of some good, some bad things.
But he's also got some shiny new toys to play with, man.
Yeah.
ACOS Mihawk for 1 Dawn? What in God's name? Who decided that was a good idea?
Yeah, that one, that's for sure rough. But the thing is, like, can you survive the onslaught of Zoro and Rayleigh? That is my biggest question with that deck.
I think so, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so because now I think these decks, I don't know if they're playing events like Rad Beam. I don't know if they're playing Igloo, but I know they're playing Paradise Waterfall.
That card with ACOS Mihawk
Is
value time.
absolutely crazy. And not to mention, one of your most playable 2Ks is a chopper, a 4/6 chopper. That's a 7K on your turn. You play a 4/7 blocker. That thing is not a lot of attacks are getting through, man.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning.
I think with Red Green Smoker, I think maybe it will get better over time, but I'm not certain how good it is to begin with.
To like going into Toronto, how good is this deck? I would say expect to see.
I want to even put it down to Rogue.
You think it's Rogue?
I think
I'm down to put it Rogue. It's just it's good. This deck is good.
I think it's a good deck, but I think the problem will be that it's a 4-life leader. And I think right now it is very scary to be a 4-life leader.
Unless you're GP.
GP
is a little
Giant.
bit different.
Yeah.
Because you've got Giant, you've got
You're
Dead
6K
Man's
a
Game,
lot.
you've got Rosh Hashanah, you've got
Ramadan.
yeah,
Get it right.
You've got 2Ks, you've got 0 cost event, you're a 6K leader most of the time. Like, he's not really a 4-life leader.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm down to put him in Rogue.
Yeah, Red Green Smoker was a deck that I was really excited and to potentially play, but I'm just seeing too many things that are just positioned against it, I think. But I could be wrong. I
could see that. But what I can also see is JCM. We've got Whitebeard coming up next.
Whitebeard is really just never dies, huh?
You know what's so funny about Whitebeard is John, JCM, just sent me a message not too long ago saying, I feel so comfy on Whitebeard. Like, I don't think there's a matchup where he's just like, oh, I hate this matchup right now. So, Rogue.
Yeah, maybe.
Rogue.
Yeah, JCM tier. Yeah,
this is
you
JCM only.
Won't see people play this deck.
Yeah, probably not.
I also don't see it being very good right now.
Yeah, maybe not, but
I'm sorry, John.
yeah.
I'm sorry, John.
If I had a JCM tier, this would go in JCM tier.
Yeah.
But for now, I would consider this a rogue deck. It's not that it's poorly positioned, but it's not positioned like super, super well. Yeah, I just don't see that many people playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like if the meta ends up being as green as we think it is, oh man, Whitebeard's in trouble, I think.
Yeah. After Whitebeard, after JCM's favorite, we got my favorite. Purple
Luffy.
Luffy. Yeah. This is a deck that I haven't played so much after the bans, just because theoretically I feel like it doesn't work. Historically, one of my worst matchups was GP Luffy. I really, really hated GP Luffy. Now that GP Luffy has access to Dead Man's Game instead of Hody, it becomes even harder.
Yeah.
This matchup is even harder than before. So, and historically, Purple Luffy has not done well into green decks. So with the introduction of Green Zoro and the reintroduction of Bonney into the meta, perhaps maybe even Red Green Smoker, that one has not been that bad, but these two specifically, Zoro and Bonney, have been really bad for Purple Luffy. I just don't think we're all that well positioned. Purple Luffy does pretty well into Shanks. I imagine does quite well into Kuzan. I think it can fight SAKA actually quite well. Does well into Enel. But against the best decks, even against Rayleigh, I think Rayleigh might be too fast.
Dude, Rayleigh comes down and just hits you so hard.
Yeah, especially for a leader where I have to take 2-3 life to get to my game plan. I kind of want to put this in rogue tier, but I do know that there's a lot of Luffy army. So maybe...
Do you guys have a Discord?
No, we have DeviantArt.
It's the comments of DeviantArt.
Keep it on comments of
It's like Pornhub comments.
Yes, Pornhub. Those are crazy. Who's commenting on this?
This is very
insane.
funny.
Yeah. We are.
Yeah.
We are. That's the answer to that question. I kind of want to put it in expect to see. Like, it can fight. And people really like to see this deck.
People really like Luffy. I think
it's a fan favorite deck, man.
It is a fan favorite deck. And low key, I still think it is one of the coolest leaders.
I don't think there's any person ever that's like, I hate Luffy.
You've just summoned them all with that. All the YouTube comments.
Let
There's
me know,
gonna be one
guys.
guy.
Like, I just don't know if that's ever been uttered. Like, I think it's just a cool deck to play. It's super fun to play. It's a little brain dead at times, sure. But it's super fun, and to play against it is like what are you complaining about? It's not Purple Luffy specifically. If you're complaining about anything, it's like, oh, giant,
Gungam Giants, yeah.
Oh, Katakuri. But it's not like, wow, this leader is so dumb. Nobody's ever said that.
Yeah, I think Luffy is a fan favorite, but man, I really do think this might be a set where Luffy might not be. I think it could be as far down as Rogue.
I think it could. I don't think it's not meta viable. I think at worst it is Rogue. Yeah. At best it is expect to see.
I also think that Luffy has to change their list quite a bit. Too.
Yeah, Luffy's another one of those decks that changes from set to set.
Yeah, and I think
it's not standard.
You know what card I think is sick right now?
Magellan.
Yes. I think Magellan is so sick right now.
So the problem, I have this exact same thought as you. Don't worry. Look, any chance that I get, I'll play Magellan. That's my favorite card in this game.
I love Magellan.
I love Magellan. You know what sucks is that everybody right now is on Shanks, and Magellan sucks into Shanks. Oh my god, it sucks into Shanks. It's so bad.
Boink, trash.
With Beckman. Dude, you don't even have to play Beckman. Rue trades it.
Oh, because it's only on your opponent's turn, yeah.
It just sucks, man.
Yeah, it's actually unplayable in that matchup.
Because if it was just Beckman, fine. I'll play it out. You're one turn behind. You can't play Beckman. This guy still gets to swing for free. And on the turn that you wanted to play Rayleigh or another big guy, you have to play Beckman. You're already behind.
Yeah,
that's fine. You play Rue on 4, I'm so fucked, man. God.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I think Luffy, you'd had to dodge a few of your bad matchups, and like your list would have to reflect kind of how you want to take into account the meta. I would say Rogue personally.
Rogue, yeah, I'm down for Rogue. I think it's Rogue at its worst. Yeah. Next up, we've got Yellow Kid, or as the streets call him, Piss Kid.
Yeah, this guy's interesting. So unlike Enel, he's got a little bit more proactivity, which helps quite a bit for the deck. Specifically, Slam Gibson. Hey, he can deal with a 9 cost. He's not instantly dead to 9 cost Zoro.
Yeah, what an answer when yellow is lacking removal. When yellow is lacking cards like Rygo, Slam Gibson really is coming in handy for
he's coming in handy.
He's coming something.
In handy. So I think Yeah, like I think having access to something like that is really sick. I think cards like the Red Hawk that deals with like Sanji Pudding and stuff like that. There's all these answers. The biggest problem is you are such fodder for Bonney. Bonney absolutely ruins your day, and that is a huge problem.
Why does Bonney do well into Kid?
Kid will zap your life, but in the meantime, you have no pressure into Bonney, and Bonney just tees off on you. And like you're just slowed down, and Kid is not a fast deck, and he kind of requires you to like slowly chip in with your 4/5s, right? Like your Basil Hawkins gets in, and then you heal some, and like all this stuff. But it's all very slow and languid. And by the time we get to the later dawns, Bonnie's just playing Dofi.
But like your stuff gets out of Dofi chains, right? Because your leader ability restands your guy at the end of the turn.
But
is it not enough?
It's just not enough.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I like when you start swinging. I just think it's not enough, to be honest. I really do. I think like Kid is just too slow, and Bonney just gets to have like a higher value stuff at the end game. So I think just like on a game plan level, like I don't know what Kid needs to beat Bonney, but that has historically been one of Kid's worst matchups, and I just don't think when Bonnie's getting even more tools that it gets any better.
So I think Kid, after hearing all of that, I think it is a can top deck.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think Zoro kind of hates to see it. I think Rayleigh also hates to see it.
Yeah.
Some of these decks that, I think they would hate to see it. The only problem is like if Lucci and I'm just gonna call them black decks because like SAKA and Lucci kind of fit the same sort of archetype. If they come back in, Kid's also in trouble. But for the most part, these other decks like Shanks and whatnot, like I think Kid has a lot of legs in that.
Yeah. All right, let's put it into can top. Drag that boy up there. Next up, we've got the Buggy Wars.
Buggy,
man.
yeah.
As the wars have now finished, the regions have now been unified. We've come,
Pangea.
yeah, we've come to a conclusion, a peaceful political conclusion as a people. I think Buggy is no longer meta viable.
He's like the Avatar. He showed up,
Yeah.
unified all the elements,
Yeah.
and then he was gone.
He vanished.
Without a trace.
Dude, Buggy is kind of the GOAT for being the Avatar, no? Originally, we thought, everyone's like, Buggy, that's the cabbages guy. My cabbages! Now, Buggy's the Avatar.
He's the Avatar. Buggy just cannot hang with the big boys anymore.
Nah, yeah.
All your bad matchups are just better. Your good matchup is gone.
You're just bad into green decks, and this is a green meta.
Green meta.
Not meta viable.
Not meta viable.
Not meta
I'm
viable.
sorry. It's too tough out here.
Yeah. Speaking of green decks, we've got Carrot. Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean, that
our
actual
local
carrot goat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back-to-back top 64s, I think, in the Treasure Cups.
I just don't know that there is a better performing carrot player in existence.
Yeah, I don't think
in existence. I straight up don't think so.
Don't know. He might be the only carrot player, but he's the best one.
But he's the best.
Carrot's weird in general, but I think
Yes.
I think Carrot doesn't get to use the same tools as Bonney does, and that's kind of the diff.
5 only. That's kind of an issue, right?
Like, rest 5, but you also don't get to take advantage of like your new green toys like Mihawk and stuff. I don't think it plays that. I don't know. Maybe this is one where I have no freaking clue. But
You think this is Can I Read Your Leader?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
People
I
are like,
think
what
this
is a Minx type?
Yeah. I think this one is Can I Read Your Leader?
Like, because when you play Carrot, like your payoff should be the big 10 drop Law and Beppo, but is that better than playing Dofi right now, or can you fit all
Can you
that
play
top
both?
in?
Yeah.
And then, but like on top of that, like, are you gonna also play Mihawks? And like, it just gets really stuffed. And like, I think that list already has kind of this. I don't want to call them like junk food cards, but like to get the other Mink stuff going, like you need stages. You play like the 2-cost chump blocker and stuff. You just need to fill it so that your searchers don't whiff. So like, I think it starts to get a little messy with trying to fit all the good like generic green cards in with the Mink stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's for sure worse than Bonney in my opinion. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think Carrot saw a lot of success, or not a lot of success, just Sean. Sean saw a lot of success because he was mainly preying on the meta. It was just a good meta call, right?
Yeah.
Like he was expecting a lot of Buggies, a lot of Belo Bettys, because those are the decks that are good into UP. So he was on Yomi level 3.
Yeah.
Sean was on Yomi level 3, just hyper advanced future sight, and he got rewarded for it. So I think good for Sean. But now, I don't think Carrot is there.
Tough.
No more. Yeah. Next up, we've got our peanut butter friend here. PB Luffy.
So this was one that I was cooking up one crazy night in my fever dreams.
Because it has a new toy.
It has a new toy in 6-cost Robin.
Yep.
So my thinking was that if you have cards like Robin, I really, really think cards that are 7K bodies right now are strong because it really hampers with Zoro and his ability to efficiently deal with your bodies.
Sure. It only costs one card.
The problem is the other side of it. I think the Bonney matchup might be absolutely miserable for that deck. But I need to test. I truly don't know. But I think this angle, so my idea was your 6-cost slot becomes, of course, you have your Beer Luffy and now your Robins, but also the old SEC Luffy from OP10, I think, is another one where it's a sticky body that you can play that also forces your opponent to trash cards.
Which one is this?
It's the 6/7, can't be removed. Like if you were to remove it by an effect, you can put 3 cards underneath or something. And then when you swing with it, it forces your opponent to discard a card if they have 5 or more cards.
I don't even know what this card is.
Yeah, like it just hasn't seen like any play at all.
Oh, interesting.
But
it's SEC?
Yeah, it's an SEC from OP10, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And so between that and Robin, I feel like you put a lot of hand pressure on, and then you're just a 7K leader. So in my head, like decks like Zoro, even though you're a 4-life leader, you're backed up by Gum Giant and all this stuff. So I feel like you can slow down the game enough for you to sort of like get there with, just the generic purple good stuff.
And you can become a 7K.
Yeah, exactly.
Just take your life pretty liberally, become a 7K, hide behind Giant.
So that's kind of where my thinking was. The only problem was that if you're taking this route, I think Bonney might become difficult. But that being said, Bonney also really cares about hand size. So if then you're also attacking their hand as you're progressing the game, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe there's something there. But Bonney is a problem for your finisher card in the 6-cost SEC from EBO2. Like that interaction where you swing with it, and if you
have to restand it first.
But even if you restand it first, they can use their leader ability to re-rest it. Yep. Yeah, so it kind of takes out it as being like your final
finishing,
push. Unless they haven't used leader ability, or if they've used leader ability already. So I'm not sure. Historically Bonney's been a bad matchup for that deck, but the things that I think are good about it is potentially it could be good into Zoro. I think Rayleigh might also struggle because it's a 7K leader most of the time. The +1 cost ability makes it tricky for Sakazuki or Lucci, and then really it just comes down to like Lucci and potentially green purple Luffy.
Man, how does PB do into Shanks? I imagine pretty poorly. It doesn't have any
it's not
KO
as
protection.
Fast.
It's not nearly as fast. It's not nearly as violent. It's like kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, so it might be too slow for Shanks.
So Shanks might just eat it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do think that forcing discards is pretty annoying for Shanks, and that's also another one where I think the Luffy might be good because it has like that KO protection built into it.
Okay.
But yeah, again, don't know. It was just like a crazy cook in my head of like maybe this leader has legs in this. I didn't cook that list, by the way. I saw some lists running around, and then I was like, oh, maybe it has potential, but I don't know if it can overcome Shanks Bonney.
You think Rogue?
Yeah, Rogue.
Yeah, I don't think
Rogue.
You can expect to see this.
We should talk to Arthur about it because I know that's like his favorite deck. So
yeah, I had dinner with him yesterday, and he was talking about not playing it because he said it's okay to play at a regional, but he's definitely not bringing it to Nats. He said it's
fair.
just not competitive enough.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can maybe get top 64 with it, if you just want to mainly have fun. But if you want to actually be competitive and win, it's not a good choice.
You know what that deck needs is like real searchers, not like a law searcher, not the three card event.
Yeah,
like, you need
a 5-card.
You
search.
need a 5-card search. You need something better. So.
Yeah, Zoro.
Yeah, Zoro is the goat.
Yeah.
Low key.
Next up, we've got Green Yellow Law.
Green Yellow Law is a interesting one. I know that this deck suffers into Zoro, which is one of its main faults. You also lost a great matchup into Blue Purple. How are you going to deal with everything else, you know?
Yeah. I think it fights GP pretty well.
Yeah, I think GP is one of the decks that like it can go toe-to-toe with.
Yeah.
Does it survive against Rayleigh's onslaught? I don't know. Can it deal with Bonney slowing it down when you're a deck that takes its own life? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks around this deck. This deck historically has been the 50-50 deck, but with Zoro included, now you have an actual truly bad matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man, your things are dying so crazy. Yeah, like not only is Zoro clearing your board, he's hitting you in the face at the same time, which you don't want to happen.
You don't want. Yeah, like normally you're happy to give away your board in order to retain your life with that deck. You know, that's why you play Bonney's blockers and stuff like that. You're like, if you swing big at me, I will block and just keep my life healthy where I can utilize it for my leader ability.
Yeah. He
Zoro
swings into your sitting guy, you block with Bonney. 8 lead.
So, very annoying.
So I think that this is a rogue deck.
Yeah, I think it's a rogue deck. I know there are Green Yellow Law enthusiasts out there. I've seen I think Kekfile has been trying to cook Green Yellow Law in this current set.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they get there. But I'm inclined to say you guys didn't really get enough things for again you're not playing Mihawk, right? So I think
they have Slam Gibson. Does that help at all? Do they even play it?
Yeah, what are they playing that for?
How much does a Slam Gibson cost?
6.
It is expensive.
It's expensive.
It is very expensive.
And you're not really aggressing the board. You do. I think you can play. You can play the new Perona Searcher, because that probably finds your law blockers, that finds your Cavendish, so it gives you an alternative set of searchers cards that. But I don't know if that's good enough.
Yeah,
I think Green Yellow Law needs another power piece to really compete with the big boys these days.
Yeah, I guess Green Yellow Law now doesn't need to play Hody. It can play Dead Man's Game.
Yeah,
because it's searchable with Luffy.
100%.
Oh no, does Luffy search Supernovas?
Oh, yes.
It doesn't search Straw Hats.
No,
it's just Supernova.
Just Supernova. So
yeah,
tough.
maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Tough.
All right, so I think we're pretty comfortable putting it in Rogue.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got something that I think is pretty interesting that I want to talk about is Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. This is the Yomi level.
It's always what you think +1.
3.
Yeah, +3.
This is 3.
Dude, I think this deck is so good.
Dude, I think so too, man. At first glance, because there's Rayleigh running around, which is an aggressive deck, because there's GP running around, bad matchup for you. At first glance, man, Blackbeard is not a good pick to bring to Toronto. But as the time gets a little closer, the more green decks there are, the more Sakazuki there is.
Oh, low-key, I don't know if Blackbeard necessarily wins that match.
Oh, no?
It's not like Lucci. They've got bottom deck events, and Houndblaze is really annoying.
How do they shrink stuff?
They can just swing, right?
But that only shrinks it by 1.
Or stage, or Burgess is not a win con anymore.
Oh, you could. Burgess doesn't. Yeah, Burgess can get bottomed.
But very, very easily.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So against just green, right? In a green meta,
yeah,
Blackbeard is just strong.
Very, very
is
strong.
Just strong, man.
Dude,
I think this deck can top.
I think this. Yeah, I think this.
I don't think we'll
100%
see it in the pie charts, but I think it can.
I think especially early on we'll see not as much. But you know what I think? I think it's a tier 0 deck in Nats. Not in the sense that like I think it will be everywhere and all that, but I just think it's such a good pick.
We'll talk about it further. I think we're gonna make this for the tournaments, the regionals that are coming up. For those of you guys,
after we can talk about how it settles.
We can talk about how it settles. We'll make we'll revisit the OP12 ban list meta, like the 12.5 meta. Right before Nats.
Yeah.
So right before Nats, we'll make another one.
Yeah, dude. Because also not only Rayleigh, not only GP, Zoro is also considered a bad matchup for Blackbeard. I played that matchup today. It does not feel that bad. Like any little thing could have turned that game around for the Blackbeard player. Like I was definitely in the driver's seat, and it didn't take much for that game to have flipped completely. So I'm scared of that deck.
Yeah, totally. Next up, we've got our handicapped friend, UP.
Oh, I was like, wait.
UP just lost a leg in the war, man.
Yeah, 2 legs. Yeah. 2 legs. One's Katakuri, one's Big Mom.
Yeah, man. Or maybe 1 leg, 1 arm. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Katakuri is definitely feels like an arm to me.
Katakuri... Yeah,
he's a rippling bicep.
No, Katakuri's the arm because you use it so much more.
Yeah,
right. He's blocking and he's punching.
Yeah,
Mom is used mainly because she heals you. That's your legs, man.
Yeah. That gives you legs.
Yeah,
he can walk again,
dude. I think UP. Okay, this might be hot take.
Hot take.
I think UP can top.
I think so too, man.
I think UP can top. I think you guys are jumping the gun. I think this deck is still good.
I think it's the same situation as Lucci. You think he's gone. He's not gone.
I don't think so.
I been deep in thought about this deck, and the more I thought about it and the way the meta is shaping up, like everyone's playing these decks that historically have a bad matchup into it because they're like slow value town decks. That deck doesn't beat blue purple. Like no matter if they have moms or categories or not, because over time blue purple still wins the value war against these guys. So you're hoping for those decks that blue purple gets shoved out of the way for you to come back and take back what was once yours. But I am not convinced that blue purple is fully dead. Yes, I think the bad matchups potentially are a lot closer. You're just not as invincible as what you were before. But I think with the right sort of deck building and stuff, like I don't think you play the Dofi package. Like I know that's like a lot of people's first thoughts was like, oh, you lost Big Mom, you lost Katakuri. Okay, we gotta shift to something we know and love. Dofi package team. I don't think that's the right way.
I also agree. I think you play a rush package with an emphasis on defense.
I think so. In my head, so before UP clearly was just like a little too strong, and so the ideal was that you can just extend games infinitely.
Yes,
and as long as you extend the games infinitely, you will win. I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore without Big Mom, but I think you can get to states where you get on the board fast while dealing with their boards. Cards like God Threat are amazing at this, right? Like kill something and I ramp. And then I get to Sanji. And then Sanji spits out Sanji plus another big body. And then from that point on, that you don't need to play anything else. Let your 9Ks go to town and it's like let Jesus take the wheel. Now you just play blockers and hold up 7 Dawn.
Yep.
And you just like use all your counter events to just survive like the 2-3 turns. It's like you're fumigating the house at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just waiting for the bugs to die as your 9Ks just swing in.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where if they have to, in order for them to deal with a 9K, they have to spend a lot of resources or their entire turn dealing with it. Then at that point, once your 9K is gone, now you can spend another turn developing 2 more 9Ks. And after that, you just out-tempo them.
Yes. I think it's scary, man. And so I think there is some cooking to be done. I've thought about playing some cards that we haven't historically seen in the deck, like Kyros is one that I was interested in.
Yeah, that one is interesting.
I think like it's possible that you start playing towards since your 8 cost slot is like less good, instead you go towards your 7 drop slot. So you play the Kyros, you play more Gravity Blades, you play towards the 7 drops to help also address the board, and then you do like a go second build maybe. I don't know. There's like thoughts I have around like maybe making this deck kind of like a interesting sort of like you thought I was dead, but therefore you're less prepared for what I have to bring, you know? And so I think like somebody can surprise the meta with a refined UP list.
Yeah, it's interesting too because GPs think they're safe from UP now. Because there's no more Katakuri and there's no more Mom. So a lot of GP players might be thinking, oh, I can get away with cutting the stage.
Yeah. That's something that I've been hearing a lot.
Gravblade now becomes a nightmare for you.
Gravblade is very scary. And also the natural replacement for Mom to begin with was Mihawk.
Mihawk is just awesome into GP. I played a one of Mihawk in my UP list just as GP tech and it has come very, very handy.
Yes. So I think with that said, UP, I think the signs of his death were a little exaggerated. I think he's not dead. I think he could come back like the Undertaker.
Like Rox D. Zebek.
Explain.
He's like not dead is what people are saying, right?
Oh, is he really?
I don't know. I'm on episode 9.
I'm curious how long you can keep this gag up of, I'm only on episode 9.
I'm on episode 9. The patrons know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. All right. So next up, I want you to go ahead and talk about what we've got next up here because I'm dragging this into Can I Read Your Leader?
Kalgara.
I don't know what Kalgara does, what he stands for, what his political affiliations are, what he identifies as. He just go grrr.
Kalgara quietly has gotten stronger and stronger.
Why?
He's like been in those shadows lurking. He's like
He's Blackbeard.
Why is he Blackbeard?
Blackbeard is like in the shadows lurking, biding his time. I see the fruit. I get to the fruit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think Kalgara sort of, we'll call him Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Sure. Just like slowly amassing his forces.
Yeah.
He's like in old school action movies, like the main protag gets captured and is put to jail, and you hear the montage music, and he starts doing like push-ups and like hitting like sit-ups against the prison bars, and all that. And somehow he gets ultimately super jacked. That's kind of how Kalgara feels a little bit. Kalgara's another deck where blue purple was one of the main reasons it couldn't do well.
Oh, interesting.
And Kalgara, unlike a lot of the decks we talked about, actually gets new cards.
Okay, what new cards did it get?
So it got a new 2K, which, okay, whatever.
Okay.
But it's like another playable body using Kalgara's
Is
ability.
it a vanilla?
It's the vanilla 2K, yeah.
Okay.
So it gets a better 2K. It also gets a searcher that finds the healer now. So
the yelling event.
Yeah. So before you couldn't find Nolan, yeah. And he was sort of like a linchpin for the deck because
he's not searchable.
Yeah, he's not searchable.
Because he's botanist.
He's not a Sky Island guy.
He's botanist type.
He's on the ground.
Yeah.
He's been grounded.
I think he's the only botanist character.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah.
I don't know a single one.
Yeah.
Is Gaimon a botanist?
No, he's East Blue.
Okay. Wouldn't that be crazy? So they've gotten new tools, and one of their worst matchups is out of the way. And so I think this deck is low-key under people's radar. And I don't know if you've ever played against a Kalgara. That guy is fast and violent, and he plays big bodies. Like, he frequently plays out cards that are 6/8, and just like very like just chunky bodies, which means Zoro doesn't have like a clean answer into him. He goes wide. So like I feel like even decks like Bonney, I don't know. You rest one, but you're still just like getting aggressed on, and you are getting attacked really, really fast. And Bonney isn't a deck that has removal until you get to like the later dawn turns. And so I don't know. I just feel like you're taking a lot of heat very quickly. So
it's interesting because he's a leader that takes his own life. Does it suffer into decks like GP and Rayleigh?
I definitely think GP is a deck that could be problematic, but I think against Rayleigh, you might just be able to just race. You heal, race.
Dang. Okay.
And you kind of have you're not UP or whatever, but you have your own 4K of counter events that you sit behind.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So like I think it's a little scary sometimes. You try to attack into a Kalgara, he's at 1 life. You're like, how much counter could he possibly have? But he has 3 Dawn up, and that 3 Dawn, 12k encounter.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't tested it myself, but the rumors, some of the streets are saying that Kalgara might have a real chance in this meta.
There's rumors in the streets.
Rumors in the streets.
Whispers in the streets.
Whispers. Kalgara. He's coming. He's coming.
Skyline. Botanist. Why is he botanist?
So I'm just saying, it could be time to ring the bell.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and leave Kalgara in Can I Read Your Leader tier? Because we just don't know.
We don't know.
We just don't know. But it could be good.
But if you get smoked by a Kalgara, I tried to warn you.
If you get smoked by a Kalgara, told you so.
Yeah. But until then, it's not my fault.
I don't know nothing about botany.
If you bring Kalgara to a regional and you X3 drop, you didn't hear it from me.
Monkey DBZ Luffy, show us something. Yeah. Show us something. So that is the X3 drop quintessential OP12 post-ban tier list. What is the best deck for you to bring to your regional in Toronto or Florida coming 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions still. Things can change very quickly. But I think especially the ones that are in the will top, like these are the leaders you need to be prepped for. So get your matchup charts, get some data in for yourselves. We got to figure this out. So
yeah. So to wrap this up for the audio listeners, I think about you two audio listeners. Don't worry about that. I got you. The will top category, top of the class. We've got in no particular order: GP Luffy, red Rayleigh, green Zoro, green Bonney. Below that, these leaders can top a regional, have a good chance at topping the pie chart. Not 100%, but they can be there. We've got blue Kuzan, red Shanks, blue black Sakazuki, yellow Kid, black Marshall D. Teach, blue purple Luffy. Below that, we've got leaders that you can expect to see walking around a regional. These leaders can top and are powerful, but have a slightly lower chance to be a part of the pie chart. We've got yellow Enel as the only leader in expect to see. Below that, we've got rogue leaders. These are leaders that you are kind of random. You shouldn't expect to see these at your regionals, but still are powerful on their own. May not have the best seat in the meta, but can get there with the right bracket. We've got black Lucci, red green Smoker, red Whitebeard, purple Luffy, purple black Luffy, and green yellow Law. Kings of the Old. Below that, we've got not meta viable. These were two leaders that we saw were very powerful in the past that are just no longer meta viable because the meta has then shifted to, that green.
The tides have shifted.
The tides have shifted. Not meta viable. We've got Belo Betty and Buggy, blue Buggy. And below that is not a tier that is lower than not meta viable. It is just a confusing tier that I'm not sure about. Can I read your leader tier? These are leaders that we have absolutely no clue how they're going to do. We've got green Carrot and yellow Kalgara. Can be good.
I just have no freaking
We have
clue.
no idea. We have absolutely no idea, but that is the X3 drop tier list for OP12.
I think obviously we haven't talked about every single leader.
Yep.
So if you guys have other leaders that you think should be on our radars, hey, tell us in the comments.
Let us know in the comments because after Toronto and Florida, we will be making a get ready for Nats kind of
let's
tier
prep
list.
for Nats. Yeah.
Let's prep for Nats,
So,
and we'll have a special guest for that one. We'll have a special guest.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Because I think there's other leaders that come to mind that benefited from UP Luffy taking a little bit of a backseat. I think of stuff like Blue Purple Reiju as like another example, but.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we still did a good job of representing most of the big leaders. I think.
Yeah, these are like kind of 21 of the most relevant leaders, I'd say.
Yeah. So
plus JCM.
Yeah, plus JCM.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for listening, tuning in. We love you guys. We'll catch you next time.
See you in the Primo.
Bye.